Zoom is a little weird, but we can still interact. And once you found your starting position, as comfortable as can be, pre-yoga, take a luscious breath in, inflate the belly, spread your ribs, lift your heart, and let it go. Let's exaggerate the next two breaths for clearing. Huge breath in, expand your torso as much as you can, getting as much fresh air in as you can. And then release it until it's gone. Pull the belly in at the end to squeeze the old air out. And then one more fresh breath in. Spills belly, flares ribs, chest rises. If you're sitting, your spine lengthens. Pause, hold that breath in for just a moment. With a relaxed face, feel the energy build in the lung space itself. And when it gets to the point where it's almost uncomfortable, don't wait till it's uncomfortable. Let it go. And when it's gone, resume to breathe in and out. If your nose is clear, through your nose. Maybe a slower, deeper breath than your breath was before you paid attention to it. I'll stay silent for 3 more breaths so you can tune into you. We'll move into an alternate nostril pranayama. If you're sitting, you might change the cross of your legs. You can change your position to make sure you're still comfortable. I'll offer the variation where we use the hand, but if right now you don't feel comfortable touching your face, then you can do this without hands. Some call that the more advanced variation, just imagining breathing in and out of one nostril at a time. You can play with that. So if you're using the hand, traditionally we fold down the index and middle finger. So we have the thumb and that ring pinky complex, or even just the pinky finger, to alternately seal off each nostril by pressing in on the side. We'll start by closing off. First, empty out a breath, close off your right nostril, and take a slow breath in through the left side. Close both nostrils, hold the breath in for a moment, let it build, and then release out the right side just as slow as you breathed in. Return the breath in through the right side. Pause with the nose closed. Slow exhale out left. Completes one round. Start in again at the left. Hold. Out right. In right. Pause. Out left. Completes 2 rounds. Each round begins and ends with the left nostril. So continue at your own pace, starting in through left, pausing when you're full, and then emptying the opposite nostril. No formal counts, just testing your capacity without straining it. ultimately balancing your inhales with your exhales. When you complete the round you're on, do one more full round, starting in the left, completing when you breathe out the left again. If you're straining, make it shorter, simpler. If your mind is still wandering, hold your breath longer. It'll come back. And when your rounds are complete, no hurry. For those of you still focusing, we'll meet on our backs with your yoga strap. When you're settled into your back, you might want something that pulls the right. Start to strain.
Dina, your
having a little lift underneath your head.
Your sound is a little interrupted.
Oh, testing, testing.
It's good now.
All right, thank you, Mary. All right, so in case you missed that, I recommend having it underneath your head. Sorry, still doing it? As we unwind the low body, if the neck starts to strain, your chin lifts up. Something under your head so your chin stays nestled into the throat. Take your strap, actually before you even take the strap, hug right knee into chest. And do a few knee circles, maybe 3 in one direction, 3 in the other. Invite your breath down into the hip itself. Feel for stirring in the hip socket. Getting some fluid in there with your breath, oiling it up. And when that hip's stirred up, set your right foot down, pick your left foot up. Hold the leg wherever you can. If you want to hold on to thigh or hook your strap around your thigh, you can circle it that way. Something that supports the leg enough that you can let gravity take over a little bit, if that feels safe to you. Okay. And when that hip is lubricated, one more time, draw right knee in. Now take your strap, put it over the sole of your foot, and then extend the right leg towards the ceiling. It does not have to straighten. We'll start by massaging the foot. Rub your strap across the sole of the foot briskly, stimulating these thousands and thousands and thousands of nerve endings that keep us upright, keep us from toppling over when we hit a bump in the road. They have their own wisdom. But unfortunately, are some of the first to die off when we age. So let's get some nutrients, some breath into them. And then bring your strap all the way to the ball of the foot, as close to the toes as you can. On the strap to flex your foot back. Bend your right knee as much as you need so you can get a nice flexion at your ankle. Flare your toes. and press your tailbone sacrum into the earth. Resistance with the strap. As you press ball of foot into strap, resist with your strap, like 30% of stretch, getting yourself. Starting to point the ankle, but make it work for it. One more time. Take a breath in. Exhale, flex the foot back. Breathe into low back. Exhale, press ball of foot into strap. Resist with your strap. If you're starting to strain with the shoulders, maybe bring your elbows onto the earth and let the strap do more of the work. All right. Now slide the strap all the way down to the heel, to the back of the heel, to the point where it's almost about to come off the foot. See if you can line your heel up over your right hip. Again, totally fine if right knee is bent. Draw down on the straps. That you have to take some effort to press the foot back into the strap and feel the right side low back, pressing down into earth. Your bone. Do you have a solution for me, Gary? Can you go check it? All right, bring the strap to the middle of the foot. And now make small circles, circling the leg, drawing circles on the ceiling. Again, finding that lubrication, stir it up in the hip joint. And this is the beginning of practice. Don't test the edge of our flexibility. I want you to feel ease and gooiness in the joints. Yes, the muscles will talk. Don't make them scream. All right, bring strap to middle of foot. Hold straps in right hand. Put left hand on hip. Maybe the left leg straightens out and you flex it like you're standing on that leg. Turn the right toes out. Lower right leg towards the earth, just as far as you can go without tipping over. And once you're there, press foot into strap to lengthen right inner thigh from hip. You don't have to be very low or very straight to find the inner thigh. Pin your left hip down with your hand. Left hand comes over to the straps and pulls the leg all the way over. Let's roll all the way into the twist. Roll onto your left side. Right leg can come to the floor, foot to floor. Again, knee bends as much as you like. Maybe you unfurl arm open into a twist. Maybe you put your right hand on your sacrum and massage your hip and low back down. Both hands come to the strap to roll you back onto your back. Good. And with control, hold on to the straps as you lower your right leg to the floor, if your straps are long enough. Otherwise, bend your knee. And once your foot touches down, extend left leg out. Mini Shavasana. Just feel the difference in the two legs' hips. What can relax? And bend your knees, feet on the floor. Draw left knee to chest. Put the strap on your left foot. And start your foot massage. Rub it briskly across the sole of the foot. And flushing out these nerves, getting rid of all the waste that might accumulate from walking and standing on the cells. Cleaning up our connection to the world we live in. Good. And once things feel nice and tingly, bring the strap all the way to the ball of the foot, close to the toes. Bend your knee as much as you need so you can get a sweet flexion at the ankle, drawing back on your foot. Send breath into left hip, left low back. Now keep some resistance on the strap as you press ball of foot into the strap like you're pointing your toes, but don't strain the toes. Make the ankle do some of the work. Take a breath there. Exhale. Draw the foot back. Relax your ankle completely. Make the strap do the work. Then one more time. Take a breath. Exhale. Press foot into strap. And slide the strap all the way to your heel, right to the very back of your foot. Line your heel up over your hip. Draw down on the strap to lock the head of the femur into the hip socket. Press your heel up. Again, maybe 20% of your strength. No big wars. And feel for, as you bring that pressure of top of thigh bone into hip, almost like it's swimming in the hip joint. Things get real squishy around hip and low back. Strap to the middle of the foot. Draw your little circles, maybe 3 or 4 in each direction. And what we've done is create some synovial fluid, or we've incited some to soak the hip. Let's stir it up. And straps in the left hand, right hand to hip. Angle your toes out to the left. Lower left leg just enough that you can find inner thigh. Again, knee bent all the way works right there. You won't be able to avoid inner thigh groin. But you only want to go deep enough that you're sending breath to it. Right hand comes over to the straps. Use your strong arms and strap to pull your relaxed leg all the way over onto your right side. Some of you will bend the knee a lot. Option, if it's okay on shoulder, to unfurl left arm out to the left. Or keep left hand on ribs, or maybe on hip and low back, massaging your pelvis, sacrum down. Left hand comes over to the straps. Support your leg back up to center. And if this works for you, lower your straight leg down with the support of the straps. Leg as relaxed as can be. And take a mini Shavasana. Let's come right into side lying tree. Roll onto your right side. And you can keep pillow under head with arm in front of you. Or some of you will extend right arm overhead. Rest your arm on it. I don't recommend unsupported head, then it's hanging too much off the spine. Draw left foot up the right leg and set it somewhere on your right leg for tree. Often in tree, we recommend don't putting it on the kneecap. Well, here we're not weight bearing. It's okay if it touches your knee joint, as long as you don't have pre-existing knee issues. Use your left hand in front of your belly to start to roll forward a little bit towards the front of the right hip. Maybe you can feel for lining left hip over right hip. So if you have a ballet background, maybe your knee's pointing straight up to the ceiling. Most of us, it's tipping forward just a little bit, enough that low belly has to engage. Your core has to work to help you keep you from rolling onto belly. That's good. Let's train the core to work here. If you want to play a little bit more with that core and balance, maybe left arm extends overhead for a balance. And if you roll onto your belly, you're playing in the right place. If you roll onto your back, you're just playing a little safe. Don't worry, if you fall, you're already on the ground. Timber. Bring your left hand back in front of your belly, pelvis. Extend the left leg out. And then roll onto your other side. Bring right foot somewhere on the left leg. It can be on ankle, or you might have it all the way up in groin, or somewhere in between. And bring right hand to the ground in front of belly, pelvis to challenge your balance. Rock your weight forward, maybe so much that your right hip leans on the right arm. And you feel that hover point where you're right on the side of the hip bone. And if you want to challenge your balance even more, extend right arm overhead. Keep the belly soft but slightly drawn in off the pelvis. So you'll feel some movement in there as core figures out how to keep your spine centered, which is really the point of the core, right? To take care of our upright spines. All right, hand down, straighten right leg out, roll onto your belly, belly down, half frog, belly down. Fold your hands, rest your forehead on your hands, and we'll do the right leg again. Bend right knee out to the side as much as you like, maybe directly in line in hip, maybe not that far. It's a little bit like your tree shape, except now your foot is probably nowhere near your leg. Send breath down into your pelvis. If you're looking at me for image, my head's not down because of microphone. You can rest your head completely. Two more breaths to continue to settle in, commune with the earth below. Notice it has you. If you let go, there's nowhere to fall. Nothing to hold on to. And straighten right leg out behind you. And draw left knee out to the side. Half frog, belly down, other side. I'm using this as a very passive yin-like pose. But depending on what's going on in your low back, you can experiment with lengthening through tailbone sacrum, tucking it down towards the standing foot. See if that feels healing to your low back. All right, extend left leg behind you. Ease yourself to all fours. Let's go into dolphin prelude. And there's a way to do this at the wall. So if you can't be on your knees, even with padding, I'll show you. I'll mime how to do it on the wall. Those of you okay with being on the floor, lower your elbows down to the ground. Wrap your hands around your upper arms, right? The middle of the arm bone, halfway between the elbow and shoulder. That should bring your elbows right under joint, which is where we want them, even narrower than that, to keep them healthy. If you have pre-existing shoulder stuff where that does not feel safe to you, you can disobey me. Clasp your hands in front of you. Inch your knees back a couple inches, maybe out to the sides another inch or two, and then rest your head on the floor. This is another pose you can relax completely into, letting the chest and belly hang out to the earth. A position the spine really gets to hang out in. Though for many of us, lengthening back through tail and hips will take some of the pressure, will take pressure off the neck and decompress low back if that does not feel safe to hang in. Everyone I can see on screen is on the ground, but just in case anyone I can't see needs to see the wall variation, same thing, imaginary wall. Put your elbows on the wall. Measure your elbow by wrapping hands around the upper arm. Keep your elbows where they are on the wall. Clasp your hands. Relax your neck. Here, head won't be on wall. You'll walk your feet back to hang your head between your elbows, elbows on wall. 3 more breaths here. Feel for directing the breath into the upper back between your shoulder blades. And swirl it right around the base of the neck. Exhale, see if you can drain tension from that really tight area. It took years of practicing this for me to feel anything softening there, but eventually I started to feel a vibration. So just notice what you feel. A temperature shift? A texture change? What's in the back of the heart for you? All right. Keep your neck relaxed. In fact, look at your belly as you shift your weight forward so your head comes off earth. Quarter dog, turn your left hand into center. Extend right arm forward. Those of you who might have been at the wall can do down dog on the wall. Put your palms on the wall, shoulder height, and then walk your hips back to stretch your spine out. Quarter dogs, rest your head either on the left arm or for some necks, putting your head on the ground in front of or behind arm. Feel safer. If having the right arm extended doesn't work, just fold your right arm back in. Similar shape to Dolphin Prelude. Those of you with right arm extended, let's put some energy into the arm. Walk your right arm forward, your hand forward, reach forward like you've got a kitty cat claw. Stick your claws into your yoga mat, tent your palm up, and breathe in as you pull your mat towards you. Drag your right shoulder away from your neck. And then exhale, relax the right arm completely. Sense the shoulder draining. You might want to stretch into cat stretch before you do side number 2. So some of you bring your right hand under shoulder, left palm under shoulder, and round your spine up to the ceiling with a relaxed neck. Those of you going right into the other side, simply extend left arm, rest up head on right arm. Cat stretches, take your time to get breath between the shoulders, lengthen the neck. And then when you're ready to settle into side number 2, turn your right hand in, reach your left arm forward, head on arm or in front of arm, behind arm. And if left arm extended doesn't work, fold that arm in. So maybe now your other arm is in front. Extended arms, let's stretch it out. Straighten your left arm, reach forward, spread your kitty cat paw wide, stick your claws down into your yoga mat. Inhale, pull on the yoga mat, drag the left shoulder bone blade away from your neck. And then exhale, let it go. Let the jaw release, tongue soften. All right. And then when you're ready to come out, slide palm under left shoulder, stretch into cat stretch, arch your spine up to the sky, hang your head, tuck your tail. Or those of you who ready to get off your knees, walk your hands back to your feet for a standing forward fold, ragdoll. Those of you doing cat's cows, take a few breaths to move your spine, and then meet us in ragdoll, Uttanasana. Forward folds, your legs still don't have to straighten all the way, free to find out where your hamstrings are. In fact, they might bend a lot as you drape your body onto your thighs. Optional, neck traction. Interlace hands at the base of your skull. Run your thumbs down your neck. Take a moment to massage the sides of the neck, the back of the neck with your thumbs. And then rest them along the neck. Draw the elbows in towards each other. And without pulling on head, just give way to gravity. Let the arms hang. Feel almost like the skull is making some space away from the neck bones from each other. Maybe space opens up around the eyes or around the teeth. All right, release your hands. Either walk your hands up your thighs to find your way up to standing, or find a way that works for your body. Let's just use some shoulder rolls. Standing in Tadasana, feet hips width apart, parallel to each other, all 10 toes pointing straight ahead. Slight lift to the arches. Inhale, shoulders to ears. Exhale, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, shoulders touch ears. Exhale, massage shoulder blades towards each other down the spine. Take 2 more rolls in that direction. One or two in the reverse direction. Inhale, shoulders to ears. Exhale, open the upper back as the shoulders come forward. This time, shoulders straight up to ears, and either pull them straight down with control, or on an exhale, let them drop with momentum. Sun breath, hands at heart center. Arms move any direction that creates 0 shoulder pain. So you can choose out to the side, forward, or maybe just straight up center, which is probably easiest on the joints. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, bring it back to your heart. 3 more breaths like that. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to your heart. I invite you to close your eyes and feel, especially if you're experimenting with the arm positions. Inhale and exhale. Take 1 more breath on your own. We'll meet with our palms pressed together, the thumbs against your heart. Feel your heartbeat. Feel your feet on the earth. Listen to your breath. Half suns, variation with catcher stance. We'll do 3 of these together, and then if you know other half sun variations, after those 3, maybe you go into your own variation. Inhale the arms up. Separate your feet a little wider than Tadasana, I'm sorry, more of a catcher stance. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands or elbows onto your thighs. Bend your knees and tuck in. Tuck the tail down, tuck your chin in. A standing cat-cow. Inhale your chest forward. If it's right for neck, look forward and lift your tail up. Exhale, tuck back in. Chin in, tail down, belly in. Keep tucking tail to rise. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, back to center. Again, like that. Inhale, arms up. Exhale into your catcher stance. Hands or elbows on your thighs. Bend your knees, curl into a ball. Standing cat-cow. Inhale, open throat, heart, and belly. Exhale, fold back into your ball. Inhale, rise. Exhale, Samasthiti. 1 more together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, catcher stance. Tuck tail, tuck chin. Inhale, heart forward, tail lifts. Exhale, tuck tail, tuck chin. Tuck tail to rise. Inhale. Exhale, Samasthiti. All right, we'll do 3 more, either just like that, or some of you do the more traditional prep for sun A in Tadasana with swan diving. you can choose to do those instead. Bring your feet closer together if that's your choice. All right, we'll breathe together. You move like your body moves. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Catch your stance or dive. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, samastitihi. Back to center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, dive or curl in. Inhale, lengthen spine. Half lift if you chose half sun. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise. Exhale, samastitihi. Center. Once again, inhale. Exhale, fold or curl in. Inhale, lengthen spine, half lift. Exhale, fold in. Long neck. Inhale, rise. Exhale, samastitihi. Relax your arms. Bring your feet a little closer together, maybe a little bit more Tadasana-like. Let's wake up the feet. Try to position myself in case you can see my toes. Lift and spread your toes, but keep the balls of the feet down. Keep equal weight as much as possible on the ball, the feet and the heel. And then set the toes down. Again, lift and spread the toes. And notice what your fingers do. They tend to respond. Exhale, toes down. Now see if you can just lift the pinky toe, both right and left, up and down. Or just do one pinky toe at a time. Not happening for me today. Try just the big toe. Now lift all 10 toes again. Just stick your pinky toe down and pick it up. Down and up. Now just the big toe down and up, down and up. Now soften the toes down, but keep them spread, and take a few moments to pretend to pick up grass, either with both feet or one foot at a time. Pick up the grass and let it go. And settle with your feet flat on the ground. Toes might still be slightly lifted, or they might be settled, but uncurled. Now feel that level of energy in your feet as you turn your right toes out to the side, and then the right heel, and the right toes, and the right heel. So walking the foot, but feel the rotation at hip. Right heel in, toes in, heel in. If you're working with knee issues, be very mindful. Lots of energy in the foot. Left foot out, toes out, heel out, toes, heels. Take a breath. Exhale, heel in, toes in, heel, toes. Knee issues, do that again on each leg by itself. Toes, heels, toes, heels. If you don't remember the choreography, just walk your foot in and out, rotating at the hip. Healthy knees are going to do both feet at the same time. Take a breath. Inhale, all the toes out and the heels out. Toes and heels. Reverse, take a breath. Exhale, heels in, toes in, heels in, toes in. Play with that one more time on your own. One foot or both foot. Those of you doing one foot are moving on to second side. If you did both feet and one foot feels less coordinated, do that foot. All right. Feet wide awake now? Yum. Let's move into windmilling triangle. So heel toe, or just step your feet 3 feet apart. End up with the toes facing straight ahead. Some of you will want to have blocks to put your hands on for this forward fold. So put blocks, or you can even put a chair there. Good. Take a breath, and then bend your knees as much as you need to bring your hands down to blocks or to earth. Some of you will keep your spine straight. Some of you will inhale your chest forward and exhale, fold in for just a moment. Then we'll all move back to straight spine for windmilling triangle. Inhale, lengthen the spine, come onto fingertips or hands on blocks. Reach your pelvis straight back. Reach back through your tailbone and forward through crown of head. Pull your belly and ribs into that line. Inhale your chest towards your right hand. Right arm opens. Exhale, bring it down. Tiny twists. Inhale, chest to left arm. Left hand rises. Exhale, down. Do that 1 or 2 more times on each side on your breath. And when you feel complete, either fold or bring your hands on your hips, bend your knees to stand up. Forward folds, take another breath or 2 in your dangle. If you're upright, huge breaths in your super person shape, tall spine, open heart. Forward folds, inhale, lift your heart, bring your hands to your hips or your thighs. Maybe you bend your knees a lot to press your way up to standing. And then maybe mindfully heel toe. Oh no, let's just turn the heels in. We'll make our way to the ground from here through dancing spider. First, twisting horse. Toes turned out, bend your knees, hands on your thighs, lean forward. Long spine still. Again, reach the tailbone, the sitting bones back, crown of head, back of spine forward. Breathe into that length of back of spine. Exhale, turn your chest to your right thigh. And if it feels right to left shoulder, press the left thigh open. Inhale, center. Exhale to the other thigh. Chest to the left, press right hip open. Inhale, center, long spine. Either keep your hands on your thighs, lower your elbows on your thighs, or some of you will hold on to your ankles. And then start to rock from leg to leg a little bit with your active feet. And feel for that gooiness we create in our hips. Dance your hips out a little. For me, it feels safest for low back to keep my belly slightly in, a little tuck of tail. Some of you can let that go. All right. Some of you are going to dance your way all the way down to your seats if you have healthy knees. Others, put your hands down, lower a knee down at a time, and come onto your seat. Maybe ease onto one hip. Deer variations. Sit with your feet on the floor in front of you, mats width apart, knees bent. And then drop your knees over to the right. Bring your hands over to your right knee. Good. Walk both hands to the outside of right thigh and take a moment to stay upright. Inhale, lift your torso up, press your left hip forward, and maybe look over right shoulder. Some of you will stay there for a few breaths. That feels like a sweet stretch for left hip. Some of you will dive into right hip, lowering down onto your elbows, or even lying all the way down. Now, some of you are really comfortable where you are. You stay. I'm going to offer a sleepy pigeon variation, but first I'll give the modification. For those of you who are on the edge in this pose, come onto your back and either do a half or full happy baby. Feel free to put your strap over your feet so your shoulders can relax and you can be here for several moments. Those of you who are in the deer pose on your right hip and want to explore other areas of your hip, maybe press up to your hands and walk your hands towards your right foot. And some of you can frame your right foot. I'll show you guys the sleepy variation. Here's where you want your pillow, because I do want you to get real comfortable. Pillow in front of right shin. Right shoulder can either lie on the leg, between the pillow and leg, or a couple of you might even feel comfortable snuggling your right shoulder behind your knee and using your leg as your pillow. Left arm, wherever is comfortable. Sometimes draping it over ear feels yummy, or wrapping behind back. So if this is not better than where you were before, more effective than where you were before, go back to where you came, or lie on your back for happy baby. And if you weren't sure what I meant by the strap or the scarf and happy baby, either around your legs or around your feet, so your arms can just rest on the floor. They're not doing any of the work. Gravity does everything. All right. We're going to work our way back up to seated for other side. So sleepy pigeons or any variation of deer. Press up to your hands. Roll your left hip back to the earth so both feet are on the floor. And then drop your knees over to the left side so you're completely on the left hip. Bring your right hand to the outside of the left thigh. And then maybe do a little cobra action, pulling on the mat, looking over left shoulder. Press your right hip forward. It's a different angle. And some of you will stay right there. Some of you will eventually lower down onto elbows here. Some of you are tuning me out and experimenting in your own way how to get into the hips without hurting your knees. That's amazing. Keep breathing and feeling. And again, choice to stay just where you are and breathe. Those of you ready to come onto your backs, you did happy baby on side one. Maybe this side is Supta Baddha Konasana variation, either holding your feet together or again, putting your strap or your towel over your ankles so your arms can relax. Sleepy pigeon on this side. For those of you walking into another part of your hip, walk your hands towards the left foot. Maybe open up the left foot enough that you can rest on left leg, head on pillow, or arm on the ground works fine. Or again, snuggle shoulder behind your leg. Use your leg as a pillow. And if you have questions about your variations, you can ask. I'll be quiet so you can breathe and feel. Your own answer might be inside. It often is. The next place we're going, more options. Some of you are ready to set up for a longer Shavasana, maybe with your legs up the wall. Well, maybe you want to use your pillows, blankets, get cozy. I will talk through figure 4 on the wall. If you have something you can put your standing foot on, whether it's a wall, I have my couch, you might have a bed or a chair. So when you lie on your back, your feet face it. You probably want to straighten your left leg out so you can hook your flexed right ankle above your left knee. And then maybe you bend the left knee, foot on the wall. From there, you can completely yin out in this pretty restorative posture. A pillow underneath the head can make it even more restorative. Or I will talk into massaging, self-massage, for those of you who are not quite ready to let go yet. So those of you set up in a figure 4, flex your right ankle. If your knee's healthy or stable, you can relax the right foot. I find it beneficial to at least keep the toes active. And if you're curious about the self-massage, go ahead and start to dig your thumbs into your right calf muscle. So take hold of your right lower leg, and like you're kneading the dough to make the cookies, the Christmas cookies or whatever, the sourdough bread, start to massage up little knots all through the calf muscle. Right to the attachments close to the knee. And work down to the Achilles tendon. And when you get down to the Achilles tendon ankle, you might just rub side to side over that tendon, striated, getting some friction and heat. And if you can reach your heel, you might hold on to heel and start to make a screwing motion like you're trying to get the lid off a jar. And then maybe start to stick your thumbs into the sole of your foot like you're trying to work little air bubbles out of your foot, work them up towards the toes. Like it's bubble wrap, work up into the ball of the foot. And then optional toe stretches. Take hold of your big toe and pull it back towards your knee. Use your other hand to take the second toe and simultaneously draw it in the other direction like your toes are doing the splits. And then reverse. Squish your big toe down and pull the second toe back. Hold the second toe where it is. Use your other hand to take the third toe and pull it down. Do the splits. And then switch your splits. Keep the third toe back. Take hold of fourth toe and pull it down. Splits. And reverse. And finally, keep the fourth toe back. Draw your pinky toe down. Toes do the splits. And you thought you can do the splits and reverse. Yes, you can. And then clap your foot out. Clap, 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 clap. And then any last dead energy, let's shoot it out. Brush it off your foot. Brush. Sweep it off and sweep it off. Other side. So straighten your legs up the wall or on the couch. Flex your left foot, cross it over your right knee. Maybe you bend the right knee in. That will bring your foot closer, reachable. Those of you just relaxing in the yin version of the shape, tune me out. Those of you in Shavasana, if you want to turn off your Zoom so you can tune me out, that's okay. All right, those of you doing the massage, take hold of the left calf muscles and start kneading the dough. You find some interesting little bubbles in there, send them extra breath. You might get almost behind the knee where the tendons are. And then work all the way down to the Achilles tendon. And then maybe just rub back and forth over the Achilles tendon, get some friction on it. And then take your heel like you're trying to twist the cap off a jar. Twist your heel. And then use your thumbs to work the little air bubbles out of the foot towards your toes. And take your big toe, pull it back towards your knee. With your other hand, take the second toe and draw in the other direction, toe splits. And switch, second toe draws back, big toe down. Keep the second toe back, take the third toe, draw it down, splits. And switch the splits. Hold the third toe back, draw the fourth toe down, breathe in. Exhale, switch your splits. And finally, hold the fourth toe back, pull the pinky toe down, breathe in. Exhale, switch your splits. Clap it out. And then sweep it off. Brush off any stale energy, sparkly toes. All right, and maybe you want to stay where you are with your legs straight up the wall, chair, couch for a short Shavasana. Maybe you want to arrange yourself for a longer Shavasana, in which case, again, won't be offended if you turn the Zoom off so you can be uninterrupted. And in the practice of let go, even letting go of the controlled breath. And those of you heading into the next class with Barbara, reconnect to your Ujjayi breathing. Those of you who are transitioning out for the rest of your day, take a huge breath up into heart. Let it out your mouth. And slowly bend your knees. If you're near a wall, you might need to press your feet into the wall to scooch away and roll off to your side. Feel the ground underneath you, holding you. Press your hands down. Keep your head low if possible as you crawl your way back up to sitting. Almost like you're being pressed up by the earth. Very little effort. Press your palms together. Thumbs against your sternum, lift your heart. Feel it beat. Bow to yourself. That which is sacred in me sees that which is sacred in you. We bow to each other. Namaste, my friends. Happy Monday.